Circumstances don't matter. Why you know this, you've heard this, you probably even say this, but you still struggle with your own circumstances. And you think your circumstances are the one exception to this rule. And you tend to think that your circumstances are going to be the one challenge or obstacle that can't be overcome. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am your Muse Traci. I am here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling and to stop suffering. You are not here to suffer. If that sounds good to you, you're more than welcome to subscribe to my channel. So I have recorded videos about circumstances don't matter in the past, but it's time to revisit. And this is also coming from a request from one of the subscribers who left a question on one of the videos about how to manifest something that you've never seen a success story about. So that's what we're talking about today. And the very first thing that we have to remember is that we have to remember, bring into the picture, bring back into your awareness and your consciousness, circumstances don't matter, okay? Now, something that I see quite a bit is people saying this, even, I'll be on a coaching call and they will literally say, I know circumstances don't matter, but, and then they launch into all the circumstances and they start talking about, well, my SP did this or said this, or I didn't get the promotion, or I got fired, or X amount of money hasn't come into my account yet, right? They go ahead and as soon as they're done saying circumstances don't matter, they're telling me all about the circumstances. So this to me means that you have a lovely catchphrase in your arsenal, but you're not really aware of how to use it. And therefore, it really doesn't do you any good. You have to really know what that means. And that's what we're going to dive a little bit deeper in this video about. What circumstances don't matter, what it means, why they don't matter, so on and so forth. So stay with me till the end. You're going to really enjoy this video. You're going to get a lot out of it. And you're not just going to have a catchphrase anymore. You're going to know how to actually use this knowledge rather than just saying it, but not having it really mean anything for you. Okay. So it's not that helpful to just have a catchphrase and, not have it really change your next thought. That's ideally what happens. You go, oh yeah, hold on. I was focused on circumstances. I was focused on SP doing this or saying this. And then I know circumstances don't matter. And then the thing that comes next reflects that circumstances don't matter rather than the other one that no, circumstances do matter. So let me go ahead and keep talking about all the circumstances. So let's look at it and explore a few reasons why circumstances don't matter. In other words, let's understand it. Let's understand it so that you can use it. It's not a catchphrase. We don't need catchphrases that don't help us or, mean anything. And so I want you to, as always, I want you to understand it on a deeper level, okay? So that you don't just have a catchphrase. So again, yeah, you're not just saying it and then again, going back to circumstances. So when it comes time to use this handy catchphrase, you need to understand what it really means. So why? Let's talk about why circumstances don't matter. Well, circumstances don't matter because they are the effect, the outcome, the result of your consciousness. Everything that you experience with your five senses, i.e. things that we call circumstances, right? That's all the things that you can experience with your five senses are the result of your consciousness or your imagination. In other words, those things were first held in your consciousness, now consciously or unconsciously. And period. We can end the sentence there. There is no other source or cause for the circumstances. It's these things were held in your consciousness, held in your belief system, and so they were held there consciously or unconsciously in your programming, which means you believe in these things. You didn't necessarily dwell on them, but you believe in them. It's like a baseline for your belief system, okay? This is super important to know and understand, because if you think the circumstances are the cause, or can be the cause, or you allow them to be the cause, then they are going to matter a lot. You're going to think that they matter. You will think that they definitely matter. If you think that circumstances are telling you a limitation, telling you what's possible, telling you what you get to have, right? Then you're not going to be able to say circumstances don't matter and then have your next thought or action in line with that. You can say that, it'll be a cute little catchphrase, and then the next thought or action will be, again, back to regarding the circumstances as if they matter. Now, the next thing to keep in mind when you are trying to understand why circumstances don't matter is that you are the only one creating in your reality. You are the only thinker, you're the only chooser in your reality. Because again, if you think there is some other cause or force creating or asserting, then you will again have a hard time saying circumstances don't matter, because you will think that they are happening to you. You will feel that you are a victim to your circumstances, when that is really never, ever, ever the case. You are always the source of the circumstances. Now, that doesn't mean you created them consciously, like I was saying a few moments ago, consciously or unconsciously, but nonetheless, they are your creation because nothing else is going on. There is no one else creating, right? And you can basically also assume, if you're referencing, talking about, thinking about unwanted circumstances, they were created unconsciously, right? I'm guessing you have some level of awareness if you're watching this video, if you watch manifestation videos, if you know you're the operant power, you have some level of control, awareness about your thoughts, and you're not just constantly dwelling on a negative story. I would hope. I'm saying that that's what's so. So the unwanted things are always created unconsciously, not consciously, right? We don't go and affirm and visualize about the unwanted things. I hope not. I hope by now we're not doing that. So you are creating consciously or unconsciously everything that is showing up in your reality. But either way, it's always coming from you. You are the only source, and nothing else outside of you can be the source. So this is really important to integrate, because if you don't have this piece in place, then when you say circumstances don't matter, what is that based on? What is that built upon? It needs to be built upon the foundation that you are the one creating. Because again, the reason we think circumstances matter is because we think that they are outside of us. We think that they're being done to us. We think, in other words, they are outside of our control. But again, that's never the case. Everything is coming from your consciousness, coming from your imagination. And if you created the unwanted circumstance, there is absolutely zero reasons that you cannot create the wanted circumstance. And you guys who have been watching me, you know when I say create, you're not creating anything ever. But if you've selected the unwanted portion to show up in your reality and your screen of space, then you can certainly select the wanted version. And I've also talked about the law of polarity. If the unwanted version exists, the wanted version exists, because everything has to exist in pairs of opposites. That's the realm that we live in. That's a universal law of our reality that we live in. Everything has to conform to that. Everything does conform to that. You need to remember that, so that when you're looking at this unwanted circumstance, you know a couple of things right away. That's first coming from me somehow, some way. You don't have to know how also. You don't have to know how. You just need to know that it's coming from you. And then you need to say, okay, well, if that unwanted thing exists, the wanted thing also exists. So How do I get to the wanted thing? Well, I focus my attention there. I hold it in my consciousness. I live in the end of having that as my experience. Now, next is that everything is possible. And this is where I'm going to refer back to the question that was left on one of the videos, which the question was, can you talk about how to manifest things that I've never seen a success story about? You know, again, there are specific circumstances. They are, and I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video, but this is, I mean, I touched on it a little bit, but let me expand on this first, and then I'll go more into that. We all do this, and it's not just the person that left this question. It's not just you who's watching this video. I did this too. I think every person does this, and it's the nature of your circumstances, because again, your circumstances are coming from you. Now, we're talking about in this video limiting circumstances, right? Circumstances that we don't prefer, that we want to change. Now, your limiting circumstances were created from your subconscious mind, from your belief system. And again, these are circumstances that you believe in, right? That's why when they show up, you go, oh no, these are definitely difficult to overcome because it's your belief system. Now, if you talk to someone else, you stand side by side with someone else who's struggling with their circumstances different from yours, and you're struggling with your circumstances, you can look at theirs and go, oh no, that's totally possible, right? Their circumstances that they think are so challenging. But they, because again, it's coming from their belief system, they think, oh no, that's real, that's a real limitation. But really it's just created from what their subconscious programming says. Okay? Same thing with you. They can look at your circumstances and go, oh yeah, totally, you can totally overcome that. That's no problem. Because most people have different core beliefs, different belief systems, because they grew up in a different environment. There's a lot of very common threads, no doubt, but belief systems are just totally, unique and individual. And so it's because of your belief system that you always think that your circumstances are going to be the one outlier, the one, piece that creation hasn't solved yet, the one piece that, is outside of law of assumption, that is outside of creation is finished. You're going to think that because it's your belief system. So keep that in mind and understand that everything is possible. If you can have a thought about it, it exists. If you have a desire for it, it definitely exists. I talked about this in one of my recent videos, that you're not going to be given desires that are not possible. That is suffering. That's torture. So the desire that you have is the evidence that it exists. And the only thing that can be in the way of that is your own programming, your own self-imposed limitations. And so your work is to change the programming, to rewrite your programming. And it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. That's also a belief system, that it's hard to change the subconscious mind, that it's difficult, that it takes a long time. No, it doesn't. It takes intention, it takes repetition, and it takes putting some emotion into it, putting your feeling into it. And that's why we practice living in the end and feeling as if, right? So this person that submitted the question about, talk about manifesting something that I've never seen a success story about. Well, you don't need a success story. You don't need a success story. Again, you don't have desires that are not possible. Your specific circumstances that seem to oppose your desire are simply a manifestation of yours. They're simply an outpicturing of your subconscious mind. And I just did a video about this as well. All of my recent videos are going to be super helpful for you for this, because I talked about you wouldn't have a desire that you're not able to realize and experience. It's not a thing. And then you have the desire for the purpose of your own growth, for the purpose of your own evolution. So yeah, if you have this desire that your belief system opposes, understand what's going on. Understand that you are having this for the opportunity of evolving, for growth, for expanding your own personal expansion. And your desire is just the catalyst to push you forward into that, to drive you forward. Okay? So you don't need a success story to prove that what you want is possible. And again, you're only thinking that you need to see someone else go through the same experience to convince yourself that it's possible. You only need that because your belief system created the circumstance, and because it's in your belief system, you then naturally think like, oh yeah, that's definitely real. That's a real limitation because you believe in the limitation. Okay? But you don't have to. There are no limitations. There are no truths. There are no facts, as Neville calls it. There's just the outpicturing of your subconscious mind. And so if the outpicturing is not of your preference, your work is to change the programming, change what is happening, what's going on in your belief system. So circumstances do not matter. They do not matter. They only appear to matter because they come from your belief system. And if you are using that cute catchphrase and saying, I know circumstances don't matter, and then the next thing you do is go and talk more about the circumstances, that catchphrase is not serving you at all. Not one teeny tiny little bit. It's actually working against you because you think you have this knowledge and then you're wondering why your circumstances aren't changing. Well, they're not changing because you keep referencing them as real and true. Okay? So go back and watch the video again and understand what you need to integrate to be able to say circumstances don't matter. And then the next thing you do is you completely disregard the circumstances and you start focusing on and identifying and feeling about what it is that you do prefer to experience. And you do not need someone else's success story to give you confidence that it's possible. I understand that would be nice, but you don't need it. You absolutely don't need it. So don't wait for that, outlier of a success story to pop up. And then you go, oh, okay, someone else did it, so I can do it too. No, you can do everything. Again, your desire is evidence of what you're capable of. All right, you guys, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.